Nice to meet you, sir.
Nice to meet you, too. My relatives are all from Texas, and many of them are in Houston, and I've been there many times. I love that town.
They watch Fox 26, I'm sure.
Oh,
so
yeah,
give them a
most
shout out. You can say hi to them.
Hey, Roaches of Texas, how's it going?
Now, people are going to think they're the flying kind because, we have...
I know.
No,
They have some big ones there, too, I know.
Yeah, they do. We name sometimes during the summer. All right. I want to give you a compliment. This is... the movie has a classic feel to it with a modern look.
Wow.
If you were going for that, you accomplished that.
That's very cool. I mean, there is some of that we definitely were going for. I wanted you to feel like you were connecting to something that was kind of surreal and amazing that had ever happened in America, but also felt like something that could happen tomorrow. And so I didn't want it to feel just quaint. And I also, that's why we cast people like Cranston and Louis C.K. and Helen Mirren, people that are so relevant in everything they do right now that you would feel like, oh, this could matter today.
For me, I didn't really know the story. I knew about the McCarthyism, just from what you learned in history. But the fact that this happened, and the fact that this is, a guy that wrote Spartacus, and it's his story. Yeah. Were you just as shocked as?
I was. That's exactly how I felt. I grew up on Spartacus. I grew up loving his films. I had just recently seen Roman Holiday. I was like, that's one of the most mainstream kind of great screenwriters. He was perceived as a threat to civilization, as an enemy of the state. How did that happen? How did John Wayne get to a place where someone this good and this talented and this American, he was a patriot too. He loved America, and he was a war correspondent and had written films like 30 Seconds Over Tokyo. How did someone like John Wayne become persuaded that he was someone he and writers like him should be fired and, prohibited from ever coming into the studio gates? How did that happen? So, yeah, I tried to come at it exactly like you did. I guess I didn't know that.
I don't want to get political here.
Yeah.
But I have got to ask you. That's why I was really excited to talk to you. Do you think blacklisting, still exists to a certain degree?
I don't know. I don't think it exists in this form. I think people became guarded about this particular phenomena. However, there are people in our country to this day who call Joe McCarthy a hero and wish they could prove that he didn't go far enough. And so it could happen tomorrow. It's not happening today, but enough fear-based kind of hysteria being whipped up based on a real threat, something like a terrorist attack or something, a plague or whatever. As soon as people get afraid, there's a sad human tendency to start the flying finger of blame, pointing to whoever's the easiest to target, and sometimes that's artists. And so, yeah, it could happen easier than people think.